So I've got the DNT TheOne here, and we're just taking it out on its maiden voyage today, popping the cherry and kind of get a feel for this scope. So this is going to be an initial review on it. I hesitate to give you a full opinion until I've had some actual time behind any of these optics. I am liking it so far. We just got it zeroed. Not shooting very far today, and I will show you the whole package in just a minute here. But there are a lot of things that I am really liking about this optic so far. Again, just first time out with it. We're just getting some dope. This is kind of a new rifle system that I'm working with. New but old. If you guys watched the cold bore video that I did with 308 at a mile, this is the same 308 but with some modifications to it. We did drop that sucker in a MDT XRS chassis system, which I'm really liking. I'll give a in-depth review on that as well after I get some time behind it. We're still running the MDT Send It level, and I do have this on the Heritage Arms cold shot MRAP. Apologize for the plane. They watch me shoot quite a bit, and he'll kind of swoop down here. But anyway, so what this does is this allows me to go past the capabilities of the scope, which I won't be doing today, but that will be coming very soon. And I know some of you guys go batshit crazy when you look at the height mount on that, but this is how I get to the longer shots, 2,000, 3,000 yards, because what it does is it allows me to give more inclination than I can dial in the optic itself. So I'll give you guys a real up close on this. This should be a short video today, and that'll be that. All right, so here is an up close look at the rifle. Again, we've got the MDT XRS chassis, Savage 308, that I've been running for a very long time. You guys have probably already seen it on some of the other videos. We're running a MDT Oryx bipod. I've got the MDT Send It level. You see that guy right there? Shows me when I'm level. Got the DNT TheOne optic. I did forget to charge the trigger cam today, so we won't be getting any footage with that, but I am going to play around with some other camera angles, and we're just gathering some dope on this today because it is new system wise with the chassis, the optic, and all of that. So anyway, should be a short sweet video, and when I get back to the house I will go over the specs and stuff on this optic. All right, so here's the target we'll be shooting, just this little 10-inch plate, and I'm only going to go 350 yards today where I normally shoot. There's some cattle that have moved in, so I'm not going to be able to go as long as I normally do. So because we're shooting so close, probably try and play with some different camera angles for you guys today on the shooting part of this. But we're just popping the cherry on that DNT TheOne optic and get a feel for it and play around with it a little bit today. This is now day 2 behind the optic. All right, we've got kind of a new system here. I'm just out today verifying some data, and getting some time behind this DNT TheOne Optic. Got a target set out at 1,776 yards. My data is calling for a 28.5 elevation and 1.5 wind hold. That takes me just a little bit past the capabilities of the scope, so I'm going to dial that into the MRAB and we will get going. Get some record going here. Let's see where we're at here. Looks like I am just off left edge. Go two and see how that does. Just off the right edge. Split the difference. Impact. 1,776 yards with the DNT TheOne Optic. So I was going to originally take this home, take it off of the rifle and show it to you guys that way, go over the specs and whatnot, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to go over the specs for this optic with you here. So we'll do that real quick. You have on this guy a 34 millimeter main tube, 56 millimeter objective. Obviously I do have the trigger cam on because we were just shooting here, and I'm not going to take that off, but your fast focus eyepiece, aka diopter, really smooth, easy to set, and worked out really great. You have some really cool features with this. This is a 7-35 zoom, and it is ridiculously smooth. It does come with, I don't know if you guys can see it, I'll kind of show you a close-up on my phone as well in a minute here, but we've got the throw lever that comes with the scope, and it's just got a couple of set screws, so it's more of a lower profile throw lever, which I really like, and you can remove it if you don't want to use that. As far as your elevation turret goes, you've got 32 mils of elevation and very easy to set, easy to use, zero stop, audible tactile clicks. I will show you guys the reticle in just a minute here because it's a pretty sweet little reticle. You have 6 illumination settings, which are right here, and it is daylight bright, and I'll show you that in just a minute. Do have a side parallax, and that goes from 25 up to infinity. So it's a really nice scope. I'm not going to give my absolute final thoughts on this Bad Jackson quite yet. just because I don't feel comfortable doing that, not having had enough time behind the Optic. This is literally the second time that I've brought it out. And so I want to give you guys a little bit more time before I give you my final thoughts on it. But as far as my initial impressions, I do really like it. The glass is great, the clarity is great. Glass is XD glass, so very clear, very little chromatic aberration, even at those higher magnifications, which I'll show you in just a minute on our target down there at just a touch over a mile. But I am really digging this scope. I'm gonna give you a close-up real quick on my phone, so that you can see any of the stuff that you didn't get a close-up view of on the camera here. All right, so this is a quick look at kind of up close, more up close, but here's your turret. And then one of the cool things on this guy, I don't know if you can see the windage turret here, but they've got this on a 45-degree angle where, you know, normally you'll have that about right here. And man, it makes it very easy to see exactly where you're at without really moving your head much on your Optic. But there is your illumination settings, and then here is your parallax. Pretty sweet little scope. So there's your up close look at it. All right, so I want to show you guys a couple of things with this Optic. This is new to me, but if you look at the stadia lines and hash marks, so if we go from the top of that target down to the bottom using that stadia line, at that distance we should be measuring 0.47 exactly, and you can see that we are just under half a mil on that dot. It's a 30-inch plate at 1,776 yards. So if we go the other way, we're also just under half a mil. So it's lining up exactly as it should to be able to mill with the Optic. As far as zoom goes, I am all the way maxed on 35 power. So I will take that down real quick all the way to 7. And that'll give you a full view of the reticle. So you do have 16 mils of holdover in this reticle, which I really like so far. And as far as the illumination goes, here is our illumination, which I would consider that to actually be daylight bright. I'll zoom in again so you can get a better look at that, but I would consider that illumination daylight bright, which is, it's not really something that I use, but a lot of people do like it. And pretty sweet little Optic so far. I would say the clarity is fantastic. Hopefully recording that through the trigger cam doesn't degrade it too much for you guys, but I am very impressed so far. All right, so I want to show you guys this too while I'm out here today, but I did just make a dope book. It is available on Amazon if you guys want to pick one of these up. It will probably help some people out. You should always be gathering dope when you're out shooting long range and extreme long range. And I found that I gather a little bit more information than most of the dope books that are available do. So I made this one really for me. If you guys want to pick one up, feel free to. You can record your data in a notebook too, so you don't have to buy the book. but it's a helpful tool. And I'll kind of show you guys real quick what we got going on with this one. This is today's shots, but we've got the date, location, altitude, temperature, humidity, pressure, the rifle, the optic, scope height, twist rate, what ammo we're using, the distance, the chronograph that we're using, the projectile, so on and so forth. I've got my muzzle velocity average. I'm using axial form factor, so this is kind of a custom drag model, not G1 or G7, but it works for both. You've got our max velocity, minimum velocity, standard deviation, extreme spread, firing azimuth, shooting angle, wind speed, and direction. And so you can take that and transfer this over to your shooting page. We've got the target here. We took 3 shots at a mile today. The first one we were just off of the right edge, and then right edge or left edge, I can't remember, but one of them was off the right, one of them off the left. We split the difference and connected in the middle. Give you guys kind of an up close on the book too, but that's the book. Like I said, you can find it on Amazon. And I just barely finished this thing not too long ago, but kind of tells you a little bit about the book, some helpful definitions and abbreviations. There are 3 sections to it, so there's quite a bit of data that you can track. So that's an example page of the first section. This is all of your environmentals and other information that you need when you're shooting the distance. And then if you look over here, this is kind of a idea. It gives you an idea of what you're looking at for the target thing. So what we did today is I entered my info and then I just drew in my target. I'm using just a square target at 1,776 yards, sunny, clear conditions, 8-mile-per-hour wind from 194 degrees, and our firing azimuth is 249 degrees. So this is telling me what my app was calling for, and this is telling me what I actually dialed in to get and connect on target. So you have that. There's a barrel life section, just a shit ton of pages of that, because that's the one that you're going to use the most. And then you have one that you can track your barrel life with, and then at the end, this is for field sketches. So if you're at a location that you want to do a field sketch, you can do that in the back of this book as well. So that's the book. God bless. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.